What we are seeing in Sheffield over the last probably 18 months, 12 to 18 months, has been the arrival of international finance. So yes, we've had the traditional British base or even mainland European based investment houses looking at development, looking at investments. What we've seen recently has been Kuwaiti investment, Chinese investment, and an influx of American investment too, ironically, is still one of the largest investors. And that's really noticeable over the last 12 to 18 months, whereas before it was just circumstantial, a trickle or whatever. But now it's having a material impact on investment levels in the city. The larger ones, which are seeking development finance on a joint venture partnership, are projects such as our retail quarter in the city centre, which we're currently out to market for anyway for a development partner. We think that's going to be around £300 to £400 million worth of investment needed. In terms of industrial activity, there's the Advanced Manufacturing Innovation District, which we've just recently launched and is part of our devolution deal, which clearly George Osborne has endorsed, which is crucial. And the sky is the limit in terms of that, and that's working with the university in terms of rolling out advanced engineering facilities. We've just given planning permission recently for 55 acres, which encroaches into the green belt, to be turned over to a factory of the future for the university. So that again shows commitment. And again, that will run into hundreds of millions of pounds worth of investment over the next 10 to 15 years. Again, more city-centric, there are many projects such as the Scarborough Developments, software development house that they're building, their office complex opposite the railway station. There's Urban Splash and Park Hill that sits behind the railway station, and the university themselves in terms of the public realm, what they're doing. There are also many individual office developments that are taking place, both on an ad hoc basis, but also as part of a wider campus. So for instance, we've got an area called West Bar, which are looking at footprints of around 300,000 to 400,000 square foot of office use, and clearly they're just edge of city centre. And we're looking at smaller ad hoc developments, looking at 60,000 to 70,000 square foot over 5, 6, 7 floors. So there's an awful lot going on at the moment, and that's what's attracting international finance interest, because before, post-recession, like all things, it takes a bit of a time for those plans to get going again. But now, things are beginning to move. The projects I mentioned, most if not all of those, are actually within the UK TI's Red Book of Investment. I said Red Book quite jokingly, but with the recent trade delegations over to China, and there were a list of 21 projects, 5 of which were here in Sheffield, and 5 of which were very much oven-ready investment opportunities for the Chinese. And we're very, very pleased, it's no understatement, to see that UKTI have endorsed these to such a global audience as to access to the Chinese. And that's enormously good value. Also, most of in the city centre now, the office rentals are beginning to reach that level of around £22, £23 a square foot in Sheffield, where the public sector can back off and the private sector can develop themselves without public sector tweaks or investment or co-funding, which is excellent news as well.